life is full of mystery. It is, in fact, a very mysterious process. And one can argue, perhaps, that most of it should remain that way, because the day on which we actually plumb the last mystery, when the last curtain, the last veil is moved aside, then is there really any particular point in us being here? Perhaps not. Another discussion for another time, perhaps. One of the great mysteries, and it's one that confounds us and confronts us literally every second, certainly every minute of the day, is why are there such things as men and women? Why do we have this difference of the sexes? What for? Well, in my opinion, my philosophy again, very little, perhaps nothing, and I like the absolute in this particular context, nothing happens in life without there being a reason for it. So there must be a reason as to why there are such things as men and women. The obvious one, of course, is the sex one, for the procreation of the species. Well, yes, I'll buy that. But if that's the only reason, that puts an awful limitation on being a woman and an awful limitation on being a man. Then what it reduces a woman to is a kind of portable incubator, where she has a bag of eggs that get fertilized from time to time so that she can spew out the next generation. And what it reduces a man to is a kind of sperm cannon. Well, I'm not sure that that's accurate, and neither is it fair. So let's have a look. Why are there men? What for? Well, let's go again to a diagram. A man, this is the world of men. A man lives and deals with, generally quite effectively, the physical world. It's one of the reasons why men have bigger muscles. If you want to do something with the physical world, typically you ask a man to take care of that. If there's something heavy to be lifted, a tree to be cut down, a ditch to be dug, or some other physical activity, this is what you ask a man to do. It manifests itself in many different ways. Typically, the great cooks of the world are men. Are there exceptions? Oh yes, there are exceptions. Thank heavens for Nigella Lawson. But they are the exceptions. In general terms out there, go and watch BBC Food. All the great cooks are men. The great designers, dress designers, are men. Are there women out there doing it? Yes, but they are the exceptions rather than the rule. Anything that involves the manipulation of the physical universe is largely male. And this, for me, is not social conditioning. This is a male attribute. This is what we're designed to do. What else? Well, following on from that, men are logical. We live in a world of logic. Why? Because the physical universe is a logical world. It relies on cause and effect. It is not for nothing that typically, and this is a little controversial, typically the realm of discipline for our children is a male thing. It is changing, and I'm not sure that it's altogether working at this particular point in time, but until quite recently, a truth would have been, wait until your father gets home, and then we'll see. It was Dad who typically handled the realm of discipline. The physical world is a realm of sense, where things make sense. It is also a world of reason, where there is a reason for things. All these things are typically male. All the great philosophers, those who deal in logic, in reasonableness, the great mathematicians, are typically male. Is this easily dismissed as merely part of our social conditioning? Yes, and I'm not sure that that's accurate. There is a problem with this world, of course, and that is that it is limited. Logic, reason, cause and effect, sense can only be applied to that which is known. And the known world, by definition, is limited. The universe is vast, huge, but it is limited. It can be measured, and according to the latest science of things, it can even be weighed. So now, where do women fit in? Well, now, let's have a look. Women are superb at the non-physical. They have a way of getting around things in a totally non-physical way. They are superb with the illogical, with things that from a male point of view simply don't make any sense. Not that it's nonsense or that it's stupid. It doesn't make sense when related to this world here. It is totally unreasonable. And there's probably not a man out there listening to me who has not come across a group of women talking together, and after 2 minutes, because you've got 5 conversations all going on at the same time, and every woman knowing exactly what's going on, the man looks at this and says, "Ah!" and retreats hastily to find a beer. Women have no difficulty with this. So I have a word of warning for you men, that when your woman comes to you with something that appears to be illogical, doesn't make sense, and unreasonable, what she is also coming from is the unlimited world. That steps outside the box. So pay very careful attention indeed. When your woman comes out of this area here, she has something to tell you, and it's going to stretch you. What it calls upon from both of us, and this is one of the skills that sadly we are not given, is that men need to learn how to listen, and you ladies need to learn how to talk. Men hear differently, women talk differently, and these are skills which you can learn in the work that I do.